I have found that when most people put on their entrepreneurial hat, they immediately become somebody they are not. They lose their authenticity, and then they start trying to sell people a bunch of shit they don't need or want, and then they have the gall to say to you something like, and now you can sign up with me to be underneath me, and then bug the shit out of everyone you know too. As if being underneath somebody is going to be attractive. Wait a second. And then they wonder why they don't really go anywhere. Being underneath somebody or over somebody is ridiculous. That's only found in jobs and other pyramid schemes like that. In a respectable, non-pyramid business, there could be 1 million people that came in before you, and you could out-earn every single one of them, create more freedom and contribution, and have more impact on other people's lives and the planet in which we live on. And it doesn't matter if there's people that came in before or after. Being over somebody and underneath somebody, skip it. Save that for the pyramid schemes. If you dig what I've said so far, stick around. I'm gonna attach another video that I made where I talk about exactly what is and is not a pyramid scheme. It doesn't matter if you agree or disagree, and I'm not trying to be right or to make you feel wrong. So you don't have to do anything, just let the video play, and I will automatically fade out and then fade back in, kind of like this. Pyramids, they're evil. You would never participate in a pyramid scheme, would you? A pyramid, it looks like this, and there's one guy or girl at the top, or maybe a small group of people, and they're making the bulk of the money, and as you go down, it trickles down. Everybody else, if you're not up here, forget it. You're screwed financially. You just ain't making much money compared to these guys at the top. But wait a second. Isn't that exactly how the company that you work for operates? I think you might have just had a little aha moment, or a major one. Alright, I'm going to share with you exactly what is a pyramid scheme and what is not a pyramid scheme. And I want you to know right off the bat, I am not going to share anything to intentionally insult you or make you feel offended or anything like that. However, I am going to share the truth with you. And it's up to you what you want to do with it. I'm not going to say anything to make me feel right or to make you feel wrong or to make you feel less than or any of those things. Some people I've shared this with have had massive epiphanies and things have never been better because they believe differently, they're doing differently, and now wonderful things are happening. So it's up to you, but here we go. Alright, so I am going to draw a pyramid. A shape that we all know what it looks like, but I'm going to draw it anyway. And there's a reason I picked the color red to do that. Let me make that a little bit darker. This is every job that's ever existed for every company ever. So here's what it is. You already heard me say the bulk of the money is made by that one guy or girl or small group of people on top. Everyone else gets screwed. So in a pyramid scheme, if you want to move up this ladder from the bottom, you only do it by annihilating other people's opportunity to move up. Obliterate, cutthroat. It's a combination of value and how well you play the office politics game. How lame is that? So you cannot bring other people with you. The higher you go, typically, the more money you make, and the lonelier it gets. You know that guy that said, it's lonely at the top? He was talking about a job and other type of pyramid schemes. Because the people up there get smaller, not as many. It's lonely. It's very lonely up there. It's a pyramid scheme. Every job. Now, here's the opposite of a pyramid scheme. And I'm going to do this in the color of green because now instead of cutthroat and stopping and being held back by other people's decisions, now we're going to be going somewhere. It's a pyramid upside down. Alright, this shape here, this pyramid upside down, and this one, what's cool about it is that you cannot move up unless you bring other people with you. The people making the bulk of the money are people up here in this wide part, not the narrow part. What that means is that you are not annihilating other people's opportunities. You're giving them opportunities. You're empowering people. You're adding value to people's lives. And people are getting results. So it's not just motivational stuff, but it's result-oriented, results-driven stuff. It's not lonely. It's lonely, in this model, it's lonely to add value to nobody's life, to be in it for yourself. It's lonely to play cutthroat. What makes you rich over here, playing cutthroat and destroying people, over here, that makes you poor. Over here, what makes you rich is enriching other people's lives. Period. That's the difference between a pyramid scheme and not a pyramid scheme. Everything is turned upside down. You're not annihilating people's opportunity. You're bringing them with you. The narrow is at the bottom. The width is at the top. Do you understand how freaking awesome that is? Now imagine if more people got involved in a company that operated this way versus that way. There would be fewer people with jobs. Now our government says that's a bad thing. What do they know? All right, so what I'm talking about here, the place where this exists, it's not in the job market, or as I like to call it, the job bracket. It's in the home business arena. The home business arena. You know, that arena that a lot of very ill-informed people say is the pyramid scheme? The only pathway to that conclusion is to just be horribly, very terribly ill-informed. The pyramid scheme is in the job that those people are working that are calling the home-based business a pyramid scheme. The home-based business has this shape. It's the complete opposite of that shape. You cannot advance unless you bring other people with you. Every friggin' dollar you make is explicitly tied to value that you've added to somebody's life, and they're getting results, things are happening. You know, that's just the way that it is. So what's really cool, one of the hallmarks about this model here is that it takes time to transition from this to this. And you can take as much time as you need to do it, because you're no longer confined to the narrow-mindedness of what it means to having a job, the narrow opportunities that exist in having a job. You can take as long as you want. You might have a lifetime of really bad employee mindset-driven stuff going on. That takes time to unwind. It took me a solid 2 years to unwind that kind of bad thinking. You can do it too. Maybe it won't take you 2 years. Maybe it'll take you 1 year, maybe a couple days, maybe longer than 2 years. I don't know. In this arena here, because you don't have a boss breathing down your neck that can discipline you or fire you, you can take as much time as you need to make that transition. And then you're a free human being. You're not only a free human being, but you're positively impacting a lot of other people's lives. Because remember, you can't move up here unless you bring other people with you. If you bring nobody with you, you stay small and you stay down here. If you want to expand, you bring other people with you. Isn't that cool? Do you love that? I love it. I got involved in this in August of 2007. And it took a couple years for me to totally unwind really bad thinking. And it was 2.5 years, so another 6 months after that, where I declared financial freedom, financial independence. I called off the job search because I never did find work again. But I called off the job search and retired myself officially from the job racket. I'm not retiring myself from working. I still work. I love it. I don't have to work anymore because I have the passive and residual money. But I'm never going to retire from working. What would I do? I want to continue contributing and giving back more and creating freedom and contribution and impact and messages of good and of healing that need to get out into the world and perpetuate out into the world. With the problems that we have with starvation and poverty, out of control pharmaceutical, out of control factory farming, human trafficking, children's sex slavery, the environment, on and on and on. And this is the kind of work where if you get involved in one of these models and get out of this one, you can have much bigger impact on the planet. You can have much bigger impact on your ability to provide for your family, create freedom for yourself and other people around you. It's all in this model right here. This one, that one sucks. Now, I want to say one more thing about having a job. I don't think there's anything wrong with having a job. It's not for me personally, But if you love having a job, then what I'm saying is don't depend on your job out of a neediness to be able to provide for your family. Huge mistake, because you are in the riskiest position on planet Earth. Your family's livelihood is of the most vulnerable on planet Earth, because that income, you don't own it. That job, you don't own it. Somebody else does. And they can take it away from you at any time for any reason, and there goes your family's livelihood. You know what I'm saying? So then get in one of these in your spare time, in your part-time. Build that up so that it exceeds the income that you're making from your job, and it exceeds all of your family's expenses. Then if you really want to have a job, you can have it, and it's no longer out of a neediness for the paycheck from that job. That you just go there because you love it now. It's a big difference. And that's for you people that like having a job and like that sort of thing. Get into one of these anyway. The security of your livelihood and putting food on the table and keeping the lights on at home depends on you becoming a person who can build this up. Depends on it. When somebody told you that your job is secure, it's an unforgivable, inexcusable lie. It is the most insecure thing you could ever possibly have. And you stake your family's livelihood on it because you were sold that lie. And I'm going to prove it to you that it's the most insecure, and that you were just absolutely lied to, that your job is secure. I don't care what, even if it's with the post office, it's not secure. I don't care. It's not secure. So I'm going to prove that to you very, very easily. What is risk? Risk means you have no control. The less control you have over something, the higher the risk. You have zero control over your job, which means you could lose it any time at no fault of your own. And when you have zero control, that means highest risk possible. Over this model here, it's an experience of ownership, which means you have 100% control. What does that mean? Full control means lowest risk possible. Now the guarantee is when you look in the mirror, it's you. It's not somebody else. The guarantee is you at that point. You make the guarantee. Because over here, you're not entitled to anything. You're really not, except the opportunity. The guarantee is the opportunity, but beyond that, look in the mirror. Look in the mirror. That's your guarantee that you're going to build up a residual and passive money that exceeds all of your expenses, all your family's expenses, so that you can live in freedom and also be in a position to contribute more to creating positive impact to the planet and other people around you, far more than you will ever be able to in this model. This is very limited based on other people, other things that you have no control over. This is unlimited except by only the confines of your brain. So you dream bigger and you become a bigger doer. That's it. I hope that makes a lot of sense for you. If you dig this, I would love to hear about it. If you've had a major aha or epiphany moment, share it. Let me know. I've also got a 30 Days to Profit training sequence. You can decide if that's going to be a fit for you. That could be the beginning of your transition from this over into this. I'll send you over a video about it that I made. And if you like it, we'll talk more. If it's not a fit for you, if it looks like something that is not the thing you want to do, but maybe you turned on a few more light bulbs, then keep your search up and find the thing that is a fit for you to make the transition from this to that. And that's a good thing too. So I know that I'll be hearing from quite a few of you real soon about that video for my 30 Days to Profit training sequence. I'm looking forward to sharing it with you and seeing who it organically connects with and who it organically inspires to keep searching for their transition if what I have is not a fit for you. So that's it. Visit my website, fireyyourboss.xyz, not .com, .xyz. Pyramids are stupid. I bet you never knew that you were in one before because nobody told you the truth about your job. And now that you have, and the reasoning is extremely logical. It's hard to argue that reasoning, at your company, no matter, whatever your job is, you just ask yourself, who's making the bulk of the money? The person at the very top, right? And as you go down the chain of command, it gets less and less. And unless you're at the very top, you're screwed financially. You're absolutely screwed financially. And that's what everyone knows a pyramid scheme to be. A pyramid scheme is one of those things where a few people at the very top make all the money and everyone else gets screwed. That's your company and you know it. So I bet you never put the dots together before that you were actually involved in a pyramid scheme, a legalized one. A job is the only, truth be told, here's some more truth, a job is the only legal pyramid scheme that exists. The home-based business industry, you know, this model here, pyramid schemes there were outlawed, I believe, in the 1970s. So, you know, those are entirely illegal. They cannot exist. If they do, it's in the black market. They don't pay taxes, and, you know, the IRS does bust them big time when they're discovered. But any legitimate one of these, they're paying taxes, they report to the IRS. And the tax burden, by the way, is in our favor. It's against you guys up here. The harder you work, the more money you make, the more you're penalized by taxes, and you lose more to the government. The tax incentives are written for these guys here, and the opposite of a pyramid. So speaking of, I just wanted to let you know. But the only place where a pyramid scheme is legal anymore is in the job racket. And it absolutely is a racket. In terms of how you get paid, it's a racket. So pyramids are stupid. Fire your boss.xyz. And connect with me privately if you'd like to get a hold of that 30 Days to Profit video that I made. And that's all I got for you. More videos coming soon, because I've always got videos coming soon. Take care, everyone. I'll see you later. Bye for now.